Welcome to the MTD CNC studios. I'm here with Lee Scott, who's the Director of Sales and Applications for Starrag UK. Now, this is a big day, Lee. It's the launch of the brand new H65 machine. How are you doing?
Very well, Mark. Thank you for inviting us. Good to be here.
Now, Lee, recently we spoke to you about the lightning quickness of this machine from the Heckert factory in Chemnitz. The idea came to us to actually use our platform to help promote this new machine. But tell us what's so special about the machine.
Well, as you know, Mark, Starrag are constantly developing new products, and this is the show for Chemnitz today, and it's the H65 launch, and it's recently gone out to German customers, German-speaking customers. Today is all about talking to English-speaking customers globally, and it's a 630 by 500 size machine. It's there's actually two machines, but they're different in terms of dynamics and the chip removal capacity. And we should have launched this late last year. We were going to launch it Q4 last year, but due to COVID, of course, and the cancellation of trade shows, we decided to push it back very slightly. But we didn't stop with the development and rollout, and we've got these machines actually in the field within the first customers.
Well, it's been a bit of a challenging year for us all, but for engineers that are watching the live feed, please send any questions in, because we do have a questions answer session with some very technical guys in Germany at the Chemnitz factory. Well, you know, I think COVID's obviously really changed things for the world, not only for the manufacturing sector, but how have Starrag coped and how have you supported your customers?
COVID's affected us all, Mark. It's affected everybody globally, but for us as a business, we're okay. You know, the machines are still in demand. We're doing quite well. I think for the sales teams, you know, it's very different. We're not visiting people, we're not having the face-to-face interaction, so we're having to do things in a different way. But for the plants, you know, the plants are still open and operational. We're building machines, we're delivering machines, we're looking after machines in the market. So the pandemic's had very little impact. And going back to what I said earlier, you know, the big thing is we've launched this machine, we've got it in the market, and we've got a customer that's had a machine running for nearly 6 months with not a single breakdown, not a single stoppage.
Well, we'll be coming to that because we've got a nice case study from the first company called Stork in the Netherlands. But so hold on, so you're telling me you've got a new machine with a customer and you haven't had a service call? That's interesting.
Well, no, not at all. And these machines, as you'll see shortly, these machines are really solid, Mark, and that's what Heckert do. They're known for reliability. And if you use the HEC model as an example, you know, it's been around for 15 years. It's the benchmark for heavy cutting, and our customers give us very good statistics about uptime and reliability.
Well, okay, you're talking about the HEC series from the German plant at Chemnitz, but how does that actually relate to newly developed machines?
Well, the same guys, the same team, if you like, that developed the HEC range I just mentioned 15 years ago, and now the mentors to the young designers. So the DNA of Heckert, you know, the rigidity, reliability, performance, lives on in the more compact range that we're releasing now. So around 3 years ago, we launched the first 4 models of the compact range, and you know, we're standing here today talking about machines 7 and 8.
Well, rather than us talk about the machine, I think the best thing for us to do actually is to watch a video that Martin and Marcus are giving a lot more information about the machine.
Hello. We've been building machine tools here in Chemnitz for 120 years now. In all that time, we've made sure that our Heckert machines are built for stability, process reliability, and long-time precision, properties which can only be achieved with solid mechanical engineering and high quality standards.
Sorry, Mark, I propose we keep dipping into this and stopping it just to have a little discussion as we go through. I think it's worth noting, though, just for the audience, that there are other movies, such as the visit that you and I did to Chemnitz, and these are available on both MTD's and Starrag's YouTube channel.
For this reason, we design and manufacture all our core assemblies ourselves. Our customers profit from these solutions in their production systems. Thanks to reliable processes with a machine availability of over 96%, we can achieve the lowest cost per part in the entire industry. This applies both to the HEC machines and to our brand new compact series machining centers. For example, the Heckert T45 helped one of our customers to double their annual output of Planet carriers while taking up only half the production space.
Now, Martin talks about the solution, Lee, but we've already discussed that in other videos. And yet again, just to reiterate, there is plenty of videos that we've produced with Starrag from Chemnitz on our YouTube and also the MTD-CNC site. So please look at those.
At another customer, the same machine halved costs for parts, providing a saving of over 300,000 euros per year. Maintaining this status is important to us, and we learn a lot by exchanging ideas with you, our customers, including, for example, what you want from a compact machining center suitable for heavy-duty cutting. Maximum dynamic performance, high cutting capacity, high load capacity, integration in existing infrastructure, ease of automation, transparency and Industry 4.0, process reliability, and for it to be future-proof, efficient, and productive.
So how do you do this then, Lee? Do you actually sort of talk or put a survey out to your customers?
It's a bit more subtle than that, Mark. Over time, as we get inquiries coming in, we really look at what customers are looking for and asking for, and we really listen to customer requests. So the product management team are constantly absorbing all this data and information and really using this wish list, if you like, to develop the new product. So this is a machine that's designed really around what customers have asked for.
We have used these findings and our experience to create the link between our highly dynamic compact machining center and the benchmark for heavy-duty cutting. The new Heckert H65 is here.
So what this is, Mark, is it's the link between the compact machines and the HEC, the original HEC machines. So these are very high accuracy machines, very high performing, they're competitively priced, and they're also on a great delivery. So let's have a look.
An impressive machine, which will give your production systems outstanding competitive advantage. To explain how, here's Markus Richter. The Heckert H65, one of our next-generation compact modular systems, it's a brilliant machine. It promises maximum efficiency as standard. Our objective in development was to consistently increase customer benefit in terms of productivity, future-proofness, and ergonomics, while at the same time consistently reducing the machine's footprint. In the process, we remained true to our Heckert DNA, a finely balanced relationship between dynamic performance, rigidity, and damping, and the thermosymmetrical structure of the machine as a whole. I would also like to mention our excellent disposal concept, which is also embodied in this machine.
So I really like this machine, Mark, and you can see straight away from the movie that this is a really compact but rigid and capable machine. You know, it's designed to move metal very, very quickly. But Heckert have also really thought about this machine, about how to make it very easy and flexible.
For the setup station, we focused on process reliability and operator ergonomics. Manually rotatable as standard, with a large opening for overhead crane loading, the machine makes it possible for the operator to clamp the workpieces comfortably from above. The integrated disposal concept, together with the jet washer, allows the operator to clean the workpieces after they have been machined. The integrated chip conveyor transports the chips and the coolant backwards through the machine into the chip container. The automatically rotatable setup station in conjunction with the automatically opening setup station doors, optionally provides easy integration for automation. This can be loading by robot or a linear magazine. The workpieces can be fully cleaned after machining in automated systems too by means of the automatic setup station washing machine. Even if loading is done manually, many customers benefit from the option of automatically opening setup station doors as an indicator of when machining of the workpieces is finished.
Please feel free to send any questions to our experts in Germany that will be on not too long and answer some of those important questions that maybe the video hasn't. But Lee, based on what's just been said there, why is that so important?
Well, I think, Mark, firstly, flexibility. We just discussed flexibility. So the machine can be used as a standalone machine, or it can be used as part of an FMS system or with any other form of automation. And then for the operator, it's very, very important for the operator that he has access into the machine to be able to load and unload and clean and rotate the table, wash parts down. And all the machines are twin pallet. And within the pallets, we've got, say, 13 or so different ports for controlling hydraulic fixtures and things like that.
The pallet changer is of forked design so that the comparatively heavy workpieces can be changed safely. Load-optimized actuation reduces non-productive time. Customers who are already using HEC machines in their manufacturing plants can continue using the pallets from these machines in the Heckert H65. Automatic load-dependent optimization of the dynamic performance parameters of the table helps to increase the machine's productivity.
Did I hear that correctly? So basically what you're saying, any Heckert user could actually use any pallet from a Heckert machine for the H65?
Well, do you know what? This is a really interesting question. Sometimes when you launch a new machine, it can pose problems to existing users of Heckert machines because the technologies are not necessarily transferable. So one request that came in was, could they transfer components from one station to another? So if we know a customer's got a HEC 500 athletic machine, for example, we make sure that the H65 can take that pallet straight from one machine to the next and all the hydraulics fit and everything else.
The machine has a maintenance-friendly hollow shaft spindle with a rotation speed of 10,000 RPM, a torque of up to 450 Newton meters, and a power of up to 60 kilowatts. Installed in a weight-optimized upright housing with a high degree of rigidity and damping, it is the design for heavy-duty cutting.
Tell me a bit more about this then, Lee. Why does Marcus make this statement? Because it's quite bold.
Well, a machine's only as good as the rate that it can cut material, Mark. So the spindle's got enough power and torque. We can push today's carbide tools right up to the limits, but you need to house the spindle in a very rigid, damp, thermosymmetrical structure. Remember, this machine's 40% smaller than its predecessor, and you need all this technology to get the best performance from the machine.
As a further option, our portfolio also includes a motor spindle with a run-up time of 1 second for aluminium cutting. The workspace is designed to allow the chips to fall optimally and avoid wear on the machine hoods. If you're producing a lot of chips, you need to clear them out of the machine. Because the chips fall directly downwards, this prevents chip packing and the amount of heat applied to the frame assemblies is reduced. The disposal of the chips, the temperature control of the machine, and process cooling are of course closely linked.
So does that mean you can actually use soft metals on this machine? Or does Marcus actually talking about something else that you've got in your portfolio?
Well, it's a very strong machine for cutting hard, tough metals, but it's also configured for soft metals, aluminium for example. And you can feed or contour at 80 meters and the table rotates at 80 revs, so it's extremely fast. And for light alloys, all we need to do is to change the spindle. And there's 7 spindles in the range between 10 and 20,000, HSK 63 and the HSK 100. And you can still load 1.5 tons to the table. So you can put a very large fixture on, multiple components in a single setup. And also, like Marcus says, the swarf conveyor is very large, single unit. I don't know whether you've seen machines with these small sort of spiral swarf conveyors. They limit the amount of swarf. We can handle a massive amount of swarf with no blockages on this machine.
Our standard version includes internal coolant supply of up to 80 bar through the center of the spindle, which can be switched on by M command, and external coolant supply via the ring of nozzles on the spindle. Also included are the surge shower, the swirl nozzle with a bull-type cleaning head, and washing systems for the bed, hood, and pallet changer. To ensure all this, each Heckert H65 has its own high-pressure pump and low-pressure distribution system.
Well, that's an amazing amount of coolant, but when should it be used and how can it be used?
Well, typically, Mark, we tend to use the through spindle coolant, which is high pressure, but it's also programmable using an M code. So we can really push the capabilities of performance cutting tools. But then we've also got the option to use the external coolant pressure, so there are nozzles around the outside of the spindle, and this floods the job, floods the tools, lubricates the tools, cleans the workspace. Then even better, we've got a huge overhead system, like a big Niagara Falls system, that completely washes the whole of the inside of the machine, so it's totally clean when you do a pallet change. And it also helps to stabilise the temperature inside the machine. If you're cutting a lot of metal very quickly, it gets warm in there. So all these systems help the process.
The Heckert H65 comes with a wide range of magazines and associated tool changers. Tools weighing up to 22 kilograms can be stored safely using the chain magazine or inline chain magazine. The tower magazine variants store tools weighing up to 50 kilograms. The chip-to-chip time of our most dynamic design is 3.1 seconds. An efficient tool breakage monitoring system again reduces costly downtimes.
So tell me, Lee, why is it so important?
Well, simple, Mark. It's all about saving time. So a very fast tool change system, a very fast chip-to-chip system means that the machine keeps cutting. And we've said before on these kind of shows, cutting metal is where you make money, and that's what we're all about. So on a machine like this, it's capable of very heavy cutting, so you often need the capability to handle very large tools and very heavy tools. So we can handle 50 kilos in the tool change system. And we've got capacity from 40 pockets up to 450 pockets in the tool storage systems as well on these machines.
The energy console and the service area of all our compact machines are identical, which means that everything has its place. The standardized construction makes it easier for servicing and operating personnel to see what goes where. This means that all options can be retrofitted and defective components can be replaced with short machine downtimes. The machine has a central connection for customer-provided cooling water as standard. The main spindle, table, switchgear, cabinet and hydraulics can be cooled optimally by means of a central heat exchanger and a further heat exchanger for each module. The machine can optionally be equipped with a central refrigeration unit.
Looking at this section, Lee, I presume this is more for the service functionality of the machine, is it?
It absolutely is, and all machines require an annual maintenance or service every so many hours. And all machines break, Mark. I don't care what anybody tells you, all machines do break from time to time. What's important is that we can get access to the parts. You don't want to open a cabinet and have to remove 3 things to be able to change a switch. So everything's easily accessible, and this enables very fast servicing and also very fast repairs.
The position of the duplex filter on the discharge chute of the chip conveyor has been chosen deliberately. It enables our customers' maintenance personnel to change the filter cartridges during operation, with coolant residues being collected in the chip conveyor underneath instead of dropping onto the floor of the production hall.
I can see it, the accessibility of this machine is absolutely fantastic, but does it really matter if you drop a little bit of oil on the floor? Come on.
Well, it does. It really, really does to us. And most of our customers have very clean and tidy machine shops these days. And it's very important for everybody that works on the shop floor and in the shop floor environment that the environment's very clean and also very healthy.
The control station is equipped with an eye-catching 24-inch control panel. For up-to-date control, multi-touch, visual operator guidance and 3 overrides are provided as standard. The Heckert home screen rounds the whole machine off. For the current and future demands of big data in manufacturing technology, the machine has I/O links to field level as standard. The control station and the step access to the workspace were designed with a focus on ergonomics. That's the technical overview.
Well, if you've got any questions, please let me know. Send them to the studio. We're going to be answering some of these questions in our Q&A session with the technical guys from Chemnitz. Now, this is impressive, Lee. I mean, I like touchscreen. I think when you see a lot of, younger engineers on the shop floor, but this is huge. It's a really big sort of like tablet system, isn't it?
Well, it is, Mark, and we've got several of these systems installed in the UK already, and the feedback I'm getting from customers and particularly operators and engineers on the machines is that they really like them, and they're multifunctional and they're modern and they're everything people want to see. So they're also aligned to our IPS strategy, which you probably know more from the terminology industry 4. But let's watch the final minute and see how Martin sums up.
It's so exciting to think what our developers have accomplished with the new Heckert H65. Thanks to the upright housing, optimized specifically for dynamic machining, you can achieve maximum speeds 30% faster than before, with cutting capacity in the ranges reached by much larger machines. With a load capacity of up to 1.5 tons, you will increase your output by over 80%. With the option of connection to your internal supply system and compatibility with pallets of older machines, the Heckert H65 can be integrated seamlessly into your existing infrastructure. With the automatic setup station washing system and the optional automated setup station doors, the Heckert H65 is ready for countless unmanned shifts. The built-in I/O link technology allows you to monitor the status of the machine or even individual assemblies at any time and from anywhere. The user-friendly HMI, the chip conveyor running under the setup station, the well-thought-out and maintenance-friendly structure of the machine, the powerful washing and cooling concept, all this contributes to your process reliability. And by standardizing the module configuration, we make it easy to retrofit options and adapt your Heckert H65 to your changing requirements over the years. Last but not least, efficiency. The Heckert H65 is not only faster and more energy efficient thanks to reduced non-productive times, but also with its small footprint of 24 square meters, saves valuable space in your production facilities.
Lee, now a lot of engineers that I meet, surely they're looking for a 5-axis solution rather than 4.
Well, it's an interesting question, and 5-axis is obviously the way that the trend's gone in machine tools. We're bringing out 4-axis and 5-axis machines, Mark, so watch the space. But to answer your question, no, it's not. If you think about it, a 4-axis machine is a lower investment cost. It's typically more rigid than a 5-axis machine for the right applications. So you'll make more money from a 4-axis machine. And as you've heard, this is a super rigid machine in a small footprint with many different configurations and options. And it really is exactly what customers have asked us for.
Well, I think it's been a fantastic presentation, Lee, from your colleagues in Chemnitz. Now, I always like case studies, and yesterday I had the privilege to speak with Bouke Steinsma from the Stork Turbo Blade in the Netherlands. Now, they've got the first H65 Heckert machine, and I asked him what he thought of it. I'm joined with Bouke Steinsma from Stork Turbo Blading BV. Thanks for your time in advance to talk to us about your H65.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. Yes, we are running this H65 machine since January, and it's the first machine in the field, and we are very happy to be a partner in the field testing together with Starrag. And the machine is running quite good. We don't have that much problem for the machine.
Wow, first machine to actually be worldwide, that's fantastic. But could you tell me a little bit about what Stork actually produce, Bouke?
Yes, we Stork are together with our sister company in the United States. We are manufacturing turbine blades, gas steam turbine blades, and also other turbo machinery components. Mostly from stainless steel, titanium, and other super alloys. And the Heckert is used mostly for the root milling of the turbine blades. And it's doing quite good.
Yeah, turbine blades are obviously very hard materials to cut, so you need a good machine. But how long have you had the H65 actually with you?
Yes, we installed the machine in the end of December last year, and we are working with the machine in the beginning of January right now.
Now, this is a pre-series model. How reliable has the machine been since delivered?
I have to say the machine is very reliable. The only thing we had was some small glitches in the new HMI, but you make a team fuel connection with the guys back in the factory in Chemnitz, and it's solved within a few minutes. So that was the only thing. We have.
Oh, that's great news. And tell us, what type of parts are you actually machining on the Heckert H65?
On the H65, we do most of the root milling of the turbine blades. So yeah, we have to remove mostly a lot of material and do end milling with some special form cutters.
And the root of the show is very much talking about speed, and Heckert have asked to call this No Fear of Speed. Would you agree that the machine that you've purchased, the H65, really gives you a quick, stable machine?
The H65 is quite a fast machine. Fast, not like you see on some other machines, like the machine behavior is very, very bumpy. The machine is acting very, very smooth, and I'm really happy with it.
Well, it's great to hear. This is a fantastic case study of the first Heckert H65. Thank you very much for your time, Buka, and we wish you well with the machine.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Well, it's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, what a great case study, Lee. When you look at the first machine, and you barely had a problem with it at all. It's just working very well for them, and it's great. Now we come to the question and answers. Now I should be joined, if connections are good, from Chemnitz with Johnny and Robert.
Hello.
Hello together.
Hello.
Hi, good morning to you guys. First question, this is very much goes to Johnny. So the first question from our chat, I think it's very much to you, Johnny. Is the machine also available without a pallet changer for gantry loading?
Sure, Mark. Thanks for the question. Machines, all machines we bring up in the new assemblies are available as line modules, as we call it, because we have the automation really in focus, and for almost 50% of our customers, we need these special setups with these line modules and direct loading to the working area. So yes, the machines are also available for gantry loading.
And Lee, coming back to you, can you briefly state which size of the Heckert, the pallets can be used for the HEC machines that you mentioned earlier in the video?
Yes, so the pallets are a 630 by 500 size, and as we said earlier, in terms of the interchangeability, what we've done is we've built the system specifically so a pallet, for example, on a HEC 500 athletic machine can be transferred with components and fixtures already on straight over onto a H65. So customers that are using existing machines don't need to be worried about compatibility. They just get a faster, 40% smaller, more capable machine to add to their portfolio.
Well, I think it's only Robert's turn to answer a question. So here's a general question that we've had come in. What's Starrag's core competence? That's aimed at you, Robert.
Starrag is a huge group with 10 different brands, so they have a wide range of products. Starrag is producing machines for components as big as a needle, like this small clip here, till entire gas turbine housings with 250 tons. But talking about the Heckert plant in Chemnitz, where we produce the Heckert machines in the H60 and 65, we build machines from 400 pellet size till 1,800 pellet size. This means machines from HSK63 tapper, where we have very dynamic aluminum applications, for example, till huge machines with HSK100 tapper with a swing of 3 meter for the workpieces. And we build actually 4-axis machining centers because our DNA is horizontal, but we do also make 5-axis machining centers, and even till 800 to 1000 pallet size, we still concentrate on horizontal spindle and have the 5th axis in the union, turning in front of the spindle. And the second competence I would say is that we make standard machines where we can choose options from the catalog or from the standard quotations, starting with a small machine, maybe around 300,000 euro, till entire production lines where everything is customized and highly individual. Machines are connected with automation, pallet handling systems, robots, gantries, and a lot of customized solutions. So. And coming back to the H60, H65 feature competences, we offer the shortest positioning times and the shortest pallet changing times currently available in the market.
Thank you for that, Robert. That very good overview there on that question. This question is aimed at Johnny. The hydraulic connections, are they for hydraulic devices, and what pressure could be applied?
Yeah, sure. We have these hydraulic connections also available in the new products. In line with the first questions, I think we hear a lot of automation, and for that we have blown up, I think, a little these options what we have regarding these hydraulic connections. So we start with 100 bars is in the simplest option, I would say, and going up to 240 bars for hydraulic channels. The new thing is also that when we discuss about robo loading, for example, on the setup station, we came to know with our customers that we need more pneumatic lines. So end of the day, we can offer now 6 hydraulic lines and 7 pneumatic lines for multiple clamping on the setup station.
Well answered on that one, Jenny. There's quite a lot of information there, and this is aimed to Robert, really. The speeds and the torques. Do we have and what can you actually achieve, and the availabilities of spindles?
Actually, for every of our products, we have a different range of options for spindles. So this starts with 6,000 RPM and goes up to 30,000 RPM for different applications. Here in this case, for the H65, which has the bigger spindle tapper, the HSK100 or SK50, we have installed a 10,000 RPM hollow shaft spindle. This means the motor and the spindle is separated from each other. But here we reach a torque of about 450 Newton meter. And as we saw in the video of Stork turbo blading, they make stainless steel and titanium, so they need the power. But for other people who need more flexibility and have maybe also some aluminum machining, we can also deliver the machine with a 15,000 RPM spindle, which is much faster. And the H60, there is also H60 is the machine with the smaller spindle tapper, HSK63, for example. And here we have a little lighter hollow shaft spindle, again 10,000 RPM, but about 350 Newton meter. But for this machine, we then offer also a 20,000 RPM motor spindle, which ramps up in less than a second from 0 to 20,000 RPM.
Certainly like some of these questions coming in. Johnny, this is a perfect one for you, I think. Is there also a vertical version, or is there one planned? Question mark.
Good question, Mark. Good question. Really, no. So we had a lot of things on our agenda, especially for this year. We see now the baby H65. We will come up with a few new amazing HMCs this year. But we stay with our DNA, and that is in Chemnitz HMC business. Vertical is nothing on the roadmap. Sorry.
Okay, thanks very much. Now, Lee, I've got a question for you. Actually, it looks good, but too expensive for a job shop here in the UK, or not? How do you want to answer that?
Well, this is a real issue I have. This is a real misconception. You know, we're known as a supplier to the OEMs and sometimes into the tier ones. And a lot of people say to me, I would love one of your machines, but we just can't afford one. It's absolutely not the case. If you were looking for a horizontal 4 or 5 axis machine, ask us to quote, because you'll see that you get a lot more technology for your money and it is very affordable.
Yeah, good answer. From a sales perspective,
of course.
Now, we've only got time for 4 more questions. I've been handed these just from our live feeds on YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn. The machine control looks great. Can I only monitor remotely but also control the machine remotely? That's the ultimate to me, the new work from home. Maybe addressed to Johnny?
Yeah, home office, I think if I get the question correctly, home office for us as I will call laptop guys will be work fine, and but still for the machine we discuss on unmanned shifts, and we discuss about automation, but still we need these skilled workers on the shop floor who manage the machines. That's still there. Our job as a developer and guys who think over the specifications of the HMCs is to make the life easy for all the guys on the shop floor, and that is our job. Even though if there is a breakdown, that they can set up the machine in time. If there is a complex situation, they can handle it. That is our job, and there we see us with the new interface on all the machines.
Okay, we've had an interesting question from someone at the MTD CNC knows, Lee Howarth. Thanks for your question, Lee. How do you prevent ingress or swarf in the tool change area? That's you, Johnny.
Pardon?
I repeat it. How do you prevent ingress or swarf in the tool change area?
Chips, that is also known for everybody. Chips over the years are everywhere. That is because our business, as Lee told, our business is to make chips. What we've done also in HMC, and that we shift now also to the new models, is that we have an excellent concept of flushing, that we have an excellent concept of providing sheet metal, I would say labyrinths to enter chips into the tool change area.
Perfect answer there, Johnny. Now, Robert, we've had something from an engineer come through, and he's saying that always watching MTD, we talk about replacing several VMCs with just one HMC 4-axis. What's your view on that?
Now, to replace VMCs against an HMC is good if you increase also the complexity of the products, of the components. Most of the VMCs, they make just one operations on the top of the part, a little bit more. But if you go for an HMC, you should be able to utilize all the functions. And this means minimum 4 sites around the component machining. And if you like, with the 5th axis, you can even have the 5-axis machining, and then you can reach all the sides of the machines. So to replace VMCs against HMCs is no issue at all, but we need some tasks in the component to make it possible.
Thank you. Now, this is back to Johnny. What is the tool breakage monitoring? How does it actually work?
So tool breakage, we have a solution where we really touch the tool. That gives us the advantage that we don't have, I would say, failures in measurement to coolant on the tool. That comes sometimes with these camera solutions. So we still touch the tool with measurement instrument.
Thanks, Johnny. And this is the final question now before we wrap up. Do you have a way of monitoring the OEE in the control? I presume that could be... Robert, would you like to answer this?
The OEE in the control, yeah, we have different things to monitor the machines. Also, I think the last 5 years, almost every machine was assembled with this OPC-UA interface, where you can get almost every signal out of the machine to every place in the world where you would like to have this information. And yeah, to get these signals is not an issue at all. But as Johnny already mentioned, to control the machine from far away, from remote, like a home office, this is actually, there's no purpose, because we build a machine for unmanned production. And this means we need people who make the programs and make the first parts. And later on, we just load the machines with the components, but there is no need for changing the programs and all these things. The machine can just run automatically, and we have the task to monitor that everything in the machine goes well, that the tools are in the right condition, that the flushing is on, and all these things. And yes, all the signals can be going out of the machine through the, for example, OPC-UA interface. And then the signal can go to every laptop all over the world.
Well, thank you very much, both Robert and Johnny, for your time to answer some questions from our audiences through our live feed. We wish you a good day. Lee, now it's been quite an interesting journey to actually talk about a new 4-axis and what makes it different. And I think if you was going to put those bullet points, what is the USP of the H65?
Well, firstly, before I answer the USPs, I just want to emphasise this is a machine for everybody. This is not just a lights out FMS machine. This is for a small job shop or a fully integrated industry 4 cell. So it does everything. It's a very, very small, compact machine, but it's not lost any of its Heckert DNA. It's not lost its rigidity, its performance. It's got a very high table load, and it's got a very high cutting capability. So it's all about producing chips and making lots of money from these machines.
And I think we've been quite lucky to speak to Boca from Stork as well. They're using the machines. They're very, very happy with them. Obviously, they've got Starrag or Heckert machines as well. For any engineers that may want to contact Starrag, what would be the best route, Lee?
Well, you can either contact us through our Starrag website, www.starrag.com. There's a link on the bottom of the screen, or you can contact any of our sales teams in any regions in the world. You can find us.
Well, Lee, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully we've given you a great insight into the launch of the Heckert H65. Thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.